I started working for George Allen and Unwin publishers in 1969, December 1969. Something of a plum job. Allen and Unwin were a very, very prestigious publishing company, not just nationally but internationally. Many famous authors on their books, people like Bertrand Russell, for instance. Almost immediately I realised that Tolkien was going to play a significant part in my working life. I was, of course, aware of Tolkien. I'd worked in bookselling, Sheraton Hughes in Manchester in the early 60s, and Tolkien was a very good seller, much demand for it. Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, but nothing like the exponential growth that took place, possibly because of the interest in America, in American universities. It really exploded. One of the nicer features of my job at Allen and Unwin was that I worked from home, and in fact only went to the office 2-3 times a year, sometimes twice a year, just for 2 or 3 days. These 3 days would be taken up with meetings where the new books that were going to be published in the next spring or autumn list were going to be discussed. Sometimes we'd meet the authors and generally meet our colleagues, and a little kind of bonding, as it were. Anyway, on this particular occasion, I was in the office, and there was a lunchtime buffet and informal meeting, and Tolkien was there. This would be around about 1971, 72, perhaps 1972. And yes, this was the occasion I met him. There was many people from the company were there, of course, plus a substantial contingent of younger employees, in particularly young women, from various roles in the company. My general feeling was that he didn't indulge in any great particular conversation, but it was very pleasant. I mean, in fact, he was pretty old at this point. In fact, he died in 1973. But at one point, which was really fairly extraordinary, the following happened. The story of his wife Edith dancing in a woodland glade during his time he was serving in the army in the First World War, the Darthgad Wood, which was situated in a small village in Yorkshire. It's well known, I'm sure. It's been told many times. And how many times Tolkien has actually told people about this or recounted it, I don't know. I have no idea. But suddenly, not really talking to anybody, more or less looking into space, he suddenly recounted this particular incident when his wife, who was able to be near him at this particular point in his service during the First World War, and she was dancing in a woodland glade in this wood. It was an event which obviously had a profound effect on him, and subsequently we are told it was the inspiration for the work on the Middle Earth. Anyway, he recounted this in sort of measured tones, as I say, not particularly aimed at anybody in particular, just as if he was actually saying it for himself. It was really quite moving. And of course his wife Edith died in 1971, so in fact he was probably still in the suffering from the grief from this event. What was also interesting was the reaction, particularly of some of the younger women employees who were there, who looked slightly bewildered at this incident being recounted and its content, and really made me aware of like the gulf culturally and generationally between Tolkien and themselves. Anyway, it was really a key point in my career at George Allen and Unwin, and subsequently over the years I was involved in many much work concerning the distribution and promotion of Tolkien's works, and particularly as we got around about 1977, the publication of Silmarillion, of which I took quite a part. Perhaps I'll discuss the Silmarillion in a little more detail in some future video. Anyway, that was, I thought you might be interested in that. Okay, I was privileged to meet Tolkien. I was there and was privileged to experience this particular moment. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please subscribe.